It seems that just about every day in the newspaper or on television we see and hear about so much violence. Violence in our world, violence in our countries, violence in our own city and suburbs. And there's so much hurt, so much anger, so much even disappointment. How do we start to live with that? When Jesus appeared after the resurrection to the apostles over and over again, he wished them peace. Peace be with you, he said. When we stop for a moment and think about it, peace has to be the deepest longing of the human heart. It's something that every one of us should be working for and longing for. Without a sense of peace, we can't go forward. But we have to heal the hurt too. We have to understand the anger of just having been hurt so often. And so it seems to me that there's two kinds of peace. One is the lack of violence, and that is really important, isn't it? When you're hurt, when you're living under the threat of physical force, physical violence, in your community or in your family, it's hard to move forward at all. You're always in a defensive mode, you're protective. You have to think of yourself, your family first. But when there is a lack of violence, other good things can happen. The other kind of peace is a peace in our hearts. We are so familiar with the charter of the Christian life as Jesus laid it out. The Beatitudes, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the merciful. Over and over again, Jesus promises something as a result of being pure of heart or being merciful. Most often it's heaven he promises. There's one exception, and that's blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. If you have a peace, you have a sense of being a child of God. Being a child of God should have a longing for peace in our hearts, in our hopes, in our prayers, in how we speak with one another, how we treat each other. And that comes from an inner peace of knowing God's love and being eager to share that with others. In these days when so many people are hurting, perhaps we need to consider those two kinds of peace in our own lives. The violence that we experience, that others experience, that's a physical force, but also the peace that only Jesus, only God can give. And pray for both of those. We ask the Lord to bless us with a peace that he can give, a peace that touches our hearts, that will motivate what we say and what we do, how we lead our lives. Pray for peace.